Captain Marvel is Marvel's latest film in the MCU and is honestly a film that I was really looking forward to seeing. Because after the events of Avengers Infinity War, which has a post-credit scene, and I'm not going to spoil it, but if you've seen Infinity War, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But not only that, I thought the background of Captain Marvel was very interesting, and especially for her to get her own movie. And I was really excited to walk into this film. And the story of this movie revolves around Carol, who is one of Earth's most powerful heroes, who has to save the world from these two alien races with the help of Samuel Jackson. I was so excited to walk in this movie, and not knowing what would unfold. I thought it would be very interesting for this, in particular, Marvel character to get a own film adaptation, and I'm glad that this character did. But honestly, walking out of this movie, this was kind of a disappointment. Honestly, this movie was kind of a flop for me. This movie is by no means a bad or terrible movie. This movie does have some really good elements to it. The the characters are fine, I guess. The acting is acceptable. The action sequences, honestly, I could I couldn't really remember some any action. I couldn't really remember that much action sequences that I went awe at in this movie. To me, the action sequences were forgettable, and I think one big reason for that is the script decisions. The script is all over the place, and the script decisions that they did for this film do not work, honestly. And there are even some subplots that were in this film that I really just felt like they didn't even need to be here. Like, I like how the movie started off, but as the movie kept progressing, it felt like it was slowly losing its potential, honestly. And honestly, this movie focuses more on humor and the film's subplots than its actual story. And I honestly found that a big letdown, honestly. Samuel Jackson is good in this movie. He tries his best to be a supportive character in this film. But in these days, Samuel Jackson is technically in everything, in almost literally everything. So it's not really a surprise that he's at least good in this film. Because honestly, he is. He tries his best to be a very supportive character. And it works sometimes in this film, at least. Brie Larson is okay in this movie. She's mostly fine in this movie. Her performance most of the time is acceptable and good even at times. The jokes in this movie are somewhat okay. And as the main protagonist, Brie Larson's character wasn't bad, but I necessarily didn't really have much of an interest in her character. I guess even though I really liked her acting and the performance that she delivered to Carol in this film, and I can see someone watching Captain Marvel and finding the majority of the characters rather disposable. Some of these characters will have certain subplots that don't necessarily need to be in the film, or subplots that automatically just come out of nowhere in the film. And I'm not necessarily going to spoil anything about this film. Seriously, I'm not. But honestly, Brie Larson's performance was really good in this movie. Her character is fine, I guess. Honestly, the best part of the best character in this movie for me was Goose, the cat. Kind of funny, honestly. And this is a performance that's played by a cat, and that's kind of sad when you compare it to the human actors. That I kind of find this the best character in this movie, even though it's not really a main character. Another major issue I had with this movie are the villains. Technically, they're almost like a lot of Marvel villains in Marvel movies. They're just bad guys that want to do bad things. and don't necessarily have the purpose for being a good villain in a good film, technically, or even for a good film, or any kind of film. The point is, I found the villains boring, honestly. They're like a lot of Marvel villains, usually at least. But not every Marvel villain is lame and just is a bad person who wants to do bad things and doesn't necessarily have a purpose for being a villain. But I could see people watching this movie and sort of being annoyed by the villains, especially a twist that I really didn't see coming in this film, and it's part of a certain subplot in this film. And I will tell you this, the twist, I honestly couldn't stand it. I couldn't. It was unnecessary to the story, and as soon as it happened, I was like, no. Why? Why do we need this subplot in this film, honestly? And it honestly really hurts the film. A lot of things were hurting this film and bringing it down, actually, for me at least. But this movie, it's okay. I could see some people walking into Captain Marvel and walking out and being like, that was good, you know? It was really good. It's probably one of Marvel's best movies. I'm definitely not going to say this is one of Marvel's best movies. Honestly, I'd say this is probably one of Marvel's a little weaker films, a bit. I mean, in my opinion, at least. This is nowhere near one of Marvel's worst films, but I'd have to say it's one of the MCU's weaker movies. Captain Marvel is okay. I'm not gonna go out and say this movie is bad or terrible. It's okay. This movie does have some entertaining scenes. You can get a couple of laughs out of this movie. For me, the action sequences were mostly forgettable. I could hardly remember any good action sequences that had me on the edge of my seat. The story is honestly all over the place. The story is not really that great in this movie, and this movie could have been better. I'm gonna give Captain Marvel a C. I encourage you to go see this movie for yourself and form your own opinion. Don't always listen to my opinion. Seriously, don't listen to my opinion. Because there are going to be people who will watch a movie review maybe and automatically get intrigued to someone else's opinion. Don't listen to my opinion. If you don't want to see Captain Marvel, don't see Captain Marvel. If you want to see it, go see it and then make your own opinion. I'm just giving you my personal opinion on what I thought about the movie. And I honestly thought this movie could have been better. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this movie review of Captain Marvel. This movie is okay. It is. I'm going to be honest because I'm a movie reviewer and you should always be honest. And I should always be honest as a movie reviewer too. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review of Captain Marvel. I will be reviewing some MCU movies, starting with the first two Guardians of the Galaxy films, and we're gonna make our way down to some other MCU films, because Avengers Endgame comes out later this month, and I'm so excited. And for that reason, I'm reviewing certain MCU films. So I can't wait to dive into that, and I can't wait for you guys to see those reviews. But anyway, I hope I could start these reviews maybe on Saturday, because I'm gonna try to see Shazam and Pet Sematary tomorrow, and if I do, I will review those tomorrow. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this review of Captain Marvel. You guys are the best. Love every single one of you. Look forward to more reviews that'll be coming very soon. And as always, I am MarioFan520, and I will see you next time. Peace out.